welcome back. I hope you're doing well. First and foremost, I just want to apologize for my last video. I did not realize that there was a glitch into the next day. So if you try watching that video, the first 5 minutes was fine and then it glitched where the video just kind of stood in the same spot, going back and forth, but you heard my voice. So first and foremost, I'm sorry, I apologize, but I'm going to go ahead and do that same exercise on this video. That way you don't feel like you missed out and I don't feel like I let you down. So my apologies. And of course, if you notice, I am outside, so please be mindful of the noises you might hear. My little blue jay family feeding, the squirrels running behind me, and of course the occasional airplane that flies over our house. It is a gorgeous morning here in my home. I'm really enjoying this cool weather. That explains my little arm warmers here. And let's go ahead and get a great class. So let's begin. Of course, always remember, always have a towel with you in case you need it for your neck support or support on your lower back if you don't have one of those exercise ball. Always have your bottled water handy. You could always pause me and get back to the exercise in case you need a little break. So don't ever feel bad if you need a break. Please always take the break. For those who've been taking my class for a year now, modify if you have to modify. So let's begin. We're going to start off first with our posture. You know I'm a stickler for posture. I'm of course on my knees. Tuck in the tailbone, really engage that core, lift up your heart, and relax your shoulders. We're going to stay here for a few moments just to breathe and take it in. As I mentioned earlier, it's a beautiful morning this morning, so I'm really taking in the nice cool breeze. Just a few more breaths. From right here, we're going to go ahead and warm up the spine. We're going to go to a tabletop, do some cat-cows. So come down to a tabletop. Again, be mindful of your posture. As I mentioned before, I have the luxury of having my French doors behind the camera so I can really see my reflection. So your shoulders and your wrists are underneath each other. Hips and knees, engage that core. We're going to go ahead and inhale and lift up that tailbone, arch your back. And on the exhale, tuck it all in. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time. Nice big inhale, fill up your lungs, and exhale. From right here, we're going to go back to tabletop. I'm then going to go ahead and look over my right shoulder as I bring in my hips a little closer, almost forming like the letter C. And we hold this pose, come back to center, and do the other side. Really stretching out the side here. Come back to center very slowly. Inhale as you turn. A nice slow movement. Exhale back home. Other side. And come back to tabletop. From right here, we're going to go right into a downward dog. Now be very mindful. Downward dogs, of course, your heel touches the mat, but if your heel does not touch the mat, which you will notice that mine does not, that's okay. Everyone's flexibility is different, so always remember that. But when you do the downward dog, remember to engage that core, lift your hips up with your core, really bring up that tailbone, and enjoy that nice long stretch. Come along with me. So I prepare by placing my hands, I tuck in my toes, inhale to prepare, exhale as I lift up my tailbone and get into that pose. Really engage that core and just enjoy this stretch right here. We're going to stay here for a few breaths.
I know it's been kind of stressful lately, so let's go ahead and give our bodies a nice big inhale and exhale, and just stretch it out and let it go for the next 30 minutes. As I mentioned before, my heels don't touch the mat, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm not that flexible in this particular exercise, but do the best you can. From right here, you may need to adjust one foot because my right foot is going to go straight up. Now right now I have my hips open. You could keep your hips closed, meaning straight down, or open them up for a nice long stretch and really elongate that leg. And one more breath. Go ahead and bring that leg back. We're going back to downward dog. Adjust that leg as you bring the other leg up and stretch it out here. One more breath. Bring that leg down, back to a downward dog, and very slowly bring your knees down. Big toes together, knees apart, and come down to a child's pose. And just take a few breathers here. One more breath. And slowly roll it up. So now you should feel nice and elongated. So when you do the downward dogs, what I always like to do is really elongate my spine. When you lift up your leg, really elongate, like you're being pulled. So think long and lean. Now we're going to continue on with the downward dogs, but this time we're going to go and do a modified downward dog. That's the one where you're on your forearms. So for this particular one, my arms are down and my hands are in a diamond shape. This is where I'm gonna sort of place my forehead. But keep in mind, you don't fully rest your head on your hands. You're engaging your core. You're still lifting with your core, not your shoulders. It's your core. So same concept, you're gonna go ahead and kind of rest your forehead so lightly on your hands. Tuck in those toes on an inhale. On the exhale, engage that core and lift up that tailbone until you're on the pose. Once again, just elongate from the crown of your head to your tailbone, and we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Now watch my knees. On an inhale, I'm going to drop my knees where they hover over the mat. You see that? On the exhale, peek up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down. You got this. 4 more. And that's my neighbor's dog saying good morning. And then hold right here, hold. And slowly bring your knees down, big toes together, knees apart, and come back into that child's pose. Take a few breaths and slowly roll it up. So now your body should be starting feeling good, nice and warm. However, I've always said this when it comes to this particular exercise, do not put all your weight on your shoulders. It's right here. It's your core. So although we're facing downwards, you still got to keep those shoulders in your pocket, away from your ears. So if you were shrugging your shoulders, your shoulders are gonna hurt, but not in a good way. So please be mindful of that. We're gonna go back into the downward dog, the modified downward dog. However, this time we're gonna fire up our obliques. We're gonna do hip dips. Now I'll explain this one to you as I do the exercise, because there's a right way and then there's a wrong way. So let's get back into that pose. So to do this particular hip dips, be mindful. Your hips and your knees have to be right underneath each other. If you find yourself back here, where I am right now, that's incorrect. You're making the exercise a little bit too easy for you. It's not supposed to be easy. Tuck in those knees, bring those knees in. Tuck in the toes to prepare. Inhale, exhale up as you hover. Now be mindful of your neck. You're not looking up. Align your neck with your spine. So you're gonna drop your hips to one side on the inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Now your feet may start to slip, and that's okay. Just adjust them. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. And one more right here. Now hold this pose right here. Hold it, hold this pose for a few breaths. And slowly come down and take a little breather. Good job. However, where were your knees? If your feet, as I mentioned before, if you are right here, if you were doing this, see where my knees are? That's incorrect. You had to be right here to make those obliques work. You also use your obliques when you dip from side to side. You don't use those hips. Although it's called hip dips, but your obliques are the one doing the work. So be very, very mindful. Continue on breathing, because we're going to go right back into that pose for one more exercise for this sequence. We're going to go back to that downward dog. Now you do have the option. Watch my knees. Back to that downward dog. Now we're going to focus on our glutes for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and lift, tuck in the toes, and lift. Now, you could stay right here, and that's fine. Or you could hover up your knees. Now watch my right leg. Woo! And just pump it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Point those toes. 8. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. Notice how low my knees are. They're supposed to hover over the mat. If you're up here doing this, that's incorrect. Right here. Other leg. Flex that foot first. 8. 3, 2, 1. Point those toes. Make sure that knee is low. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back slowly. Hold. Big toes together. Knees apart. Child's pose. Take a breather. And roll it up. How are you feeling? Your heart rate should be a little bit pumping up right now. You should be nice and alive, nice and warm. Good job. We awaken those obliques. We awaken those glutes. Your spine is nice and long. Your legs should feel nice and warm. However, we still have a little bit more to go, so catch your breath here. We're going to go sideline now. Go to the side here.
And we're still focusing on our obliques. Now for this one, when we do side planks, be very mindful. Side planks can be a little tricky. This is the modified version. Elbow and shoulders right underneath each other. My hips are stacked, meaning they're right on top of each other. I'm not leaning back and I'm not leaning forward, so be very mindful. Look where my shoulder is, away from my ears. I always joke around with my clients where if you're doing this, this is posing for a selfie. This is the exercise. This is posing. Exercise. This is where you need to be. Top leg extends as the bottom leg bends. Your heel is closer to your bum. So when you lift, engage that core. When you lift, you're lifting up with your hip, not your knee. That's just there to support. So this is option 1. Option 2, extend both legs. Option 3, when you come up, notice how my arm is on a diagonal. Be mindful because we're going to be rotating. We're going to do some twists here. So your shoulder needs room to rotate. Here's one option. Here's the other option. Here's the other option. Pick the one that's best for you. Be mindful, we're going to do 8 of those oblique twists. So we're going to twist. Pick the one that's best for you. Although it comes with a warning. If your shoulders are hurting in a bad way, don't do this exercise. Do a stretch or do some regular crunches as we finish this exercise. Please don't force your body to do something that is screaming, no, no, not this one. It happens to everybody. Listen to your body. Listen to your body. Let's begin. So pick the one that's best for you. Let me fix my tights here. I'm gonna go high, up. We hold this pose. Now look at my neck, align with my spine. My hand behind my head and we twist for 8. Inhale down. That's 4. Last one here. And then we hold it. Hold this pose, nice and strong. Slowly release. Other side. Yeah, no break there. Gotta keep moving. Little gnat flying around. Once again, find the one that's best for you. And I always find that one side is always stronger than the other. That's just the human body. We begin. Up. Hands back for 8. And last one right here. Hold this pose, nice and strong, and slowly release. Woo! Go ahead and stretch it out, stretch it out. Good job, good job. So your shoulders should feel nice and warm, nice and strong. They should not be in pain. Once again, please be mindful when it comes to the exercise. Do not force your body to do something that's clearly telling you, I can't do this today. We're going to continue. Now we're going to focus on those abs. Not that we're not focusing on them, but this next exercise, let's get those abs fired up. So my favorite, as we all know, if you've been following me, are the ab roll-ups. Roll it down. So although you're laying down, but guess what? You have to engage that core, don't let it go. I know it feels good laying down. Don't fall asleep. So my shoulders and my hips and my feet are even weight. Imprint your lower back to the mat. From right here, you can either flex your feet or point, depending on your knees, how they feel. I always point my toes.
Hands above your head. And we do 6 of these. We inhale up. As you're looking down, curve that spine. Exhale down with control. Inhale up. Exhale down. Here's the modified version. This next 2, I'm going to do it modified. Bring those shoulders, have them lift you up, and then let go. Coming back, bring those shoulders close to the rib, coming back down. We'll do one more like this if you need the modified version. Up. And we got 2 more. Let's finish it up nice and strong right here. Up. And 1 more. Up. And slowly release. And stay right here as you elongate your body. Your arms and your legs are elongated. So I want you to really elongate the body. And take a few breaths. Because we're not done. From right here, you're going to bring your knees up to tabletop. Tabletop meaning I can see my toes from behind my knees. So this is a tabletop position here. Again, that core is engaged here. Now you do have the option. If your neck is straining, you can put the towel behind your neck to support it. If not, you don't have to use the towel. If you don't have issues with your neck, this is why I need you to lift up your neck. But look at my shoulder blades, they're off the mat. But if your neck is straining, once again, grab that towel. Don't force your body to do something, as I mentioned before. So we're gonna go ahead, focus some more on some obliques here. But first we're gonna do just regular crunches here. So my hands are behind my head, and we're gonna go up. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. Give me 4 more. Now we're going to go ahead and pump up for 3. So meaning we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Slowly bring it down. 1, 2, 3. Inhale up, exhale down. Keep going. Now try to keep those elbows back. Every once in a while I catch myself. Give me 2 more sets right here. Last one. And slowly rock yourself back and forth. Now for the next one, we're going to go ahead and bring shoulder to knee. So right shoulder goes to the opposite knee as the leg extend. Now you do have the option, again, you could keep your head down. It was still good to get a good exercise by just doing this, and that's fine. You can stay right here. Remember, pull with your abs. If you're lifting your head up, we're going to go ahead and begin. We start off right here with our head down as I lift my right shoulder to my left knee, right leg extend, and we begin. Up, back down, up, back down. So really bring that shoulder up to that knee. This is 4, give me 4 more. You're doing good. Now we're gonna hold it here. This is where it gets a little tricky. So I'm gonna do my left side now so you can see me better. So I'm gonna go ahead and twist, lift myself up. I'm gonna hold this pose here, really fire off those obliques. However, my right leg is gonna point up. So I point up on the exhale. Flex that foot down. Inhale, point it. You got it. while maintaining this posture. I know it's hard, but you're doing great. Give me 4 more. That's my ankle cracking. And come back to starting pose, but guess what? Other side. We twist, start, and then we begin. Bring that leg in, but guess what? We're gonna go back to last 8 and we twist for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Ooh, rock yourself back and forth. Good job. Your abs should be fired up. Oh, they should be fired up. Stretch it out, stretch it out. Take a few breathers. Now, if you've never done that one before, oh, you're going to feel it. Now, in my regular classes, I have not done that one in quite a long time, so I really do feel it now. Take a few breaths. Stretch it out, stretch it out. Good job. From right here, go ahead, bring your legs back to tabletop. Hands to the side. We're just going to drop your knees to one side to really stretch it out. You could go as far as you could go, but be mindful of that shoulder. It stays pinned. Stay here for a few breaths. Come back to the other side, to center, and to the other side. And come back to center. But we have one more exercise. For this one here, once again, you could use your hands to support your lower back, or you could use that towel, or you don't have to use any at all. I'm gonna go ahead and place my towel here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So the towel, what it does is, if you have lower back issues, it does support it and it does feel really good. However, I highly recommend a ball. To me, the ball is better because it challenges a little bit more. So from right here, my hands are to the side. I'm gonna bring my legs up. As I lower my legs down on the inhale, very slowly, really engage that core. You're going to lift your legs up by using your core, not your feet. Don't use your feet. Down. Up. Down. Nice and strong. Now, notice how slow I'm going. I'm doing that on purpose. Make those abs work. Now, as for those of you who know me, I'm known to lose my count. So, just give me 2 more. Shoulders are pinned and relaxed. Give me 1 more. And hold it right here. Now we're going to get in scissors. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Bicycle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees in. Rock yourself back and forth. Again, if you had that towel underneath your lower back, it does really support and it feels really good. What I don't want to see is this. See where my hands are? They're holding onto the mat. That's a big no-no in my class, and everybody who knows me knows that. Because when you hold the mat, what you're doing is your arms are doing the work for you. They're lifting you up, whether you realize it or not. So when you're holding the mat,
your arms are the one that takes over. I want your abs to take over, not your arms. Let's go ahead and stretch it out for a couple more breaths. And as soon as you are ready, we're going to go ahead and lift it up. Come up into a sitting up position, because we're going to go back. I want to focus a little more on our glutes. I know that lately we've been sitting down a lot. I know that these are stressful times, and we just got to stay as busy as possible, active. And if you've been sitting down a lot, guess what that means? It loses its strength. So we really got to focus on it. So we're going to go back. But this time, back to that downward dog, the modified downward dog. Once again, be mindful of your hips and your knees. Please, please avoid doing this. It's going to hurt you right here. From right here, your right leg is going to extend. You're going to lift it up. Now, go ahead and align your neck with your spine. I have to turn to look at you, but make sure that your neck is aligned with your spine and you're not doing this. Because when you do this with your neck, you cut off your airflow. You need oxygen. Leg is extended and we circle out. Circle out. Almost as big as a salad plate. Inhale down, exhale up. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it here, opposite side. Ooh, you're gonna feel it now. Really engage that core. 8. Now hold it here. Watch my leg. I'm going to point out, up, to the other side, and up. Woo! I'm lifting with my glute, not my lower back. My core is engaged, protecting my lower back. 4 more. Come on. Last one right here. Right, up, left, up. Hold it here and we pump for 16. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Yowzers. You're going to feel that one. Now be mindful. You have to engage that core. If you're feeling pain right here, that means your core was not engaged and you were using your lower back to lift. You have to use that glute, folks. Gotta use it. Other side. That was a quick break, by the way. That was a freebie. Other side. We prepare. We lift. We circle out. Keep going. Inhale up, exhale down. That's a blue jay you hear, by the way. Other side, you need, last set right here for this particular one. Last 8. Hold it here. Now we go out, up, cross. Notice how my spine is stabilized. I'm not doing this. I'm not twisting. If you're catching yourself twisting, correct yourself. Lift. Keep going. Last one right here. Hold it here and pump
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Big toes together, knees apart, and stretch it out. Good job. Take a few breaths here. So from right here, go ahead and roll it up. Bring your knees together, but you're gonna go back. So you're gonna sit on your heels. From right here, walk your hands to the right side as you push your bum back. So you stretch out that one side. It actually feels really, really good. Stretch it out. Walk to center. And other side. And walk to center. We're gonna go back to tabletop to do more of those cat cows. You're gonna hear the waste management truck go by in just a few seconds, so in case you're wondering what that background noise is. Go ahead and go back. Inhale, nice little inhale, fill up your lungs because you did a good job today. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. One more. From right here, roll it up, big toes together, knees apart. Hands behind. You're going to interlace your hands behind you. You're going to inhale to prepare, and when you exhale, I want you to open up that chest, look up to the sky. Slowly release. Inhale, exhale. And that was my husband sneezing out loud. And one more time. And slowly release. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I apologize for the first one. We had a little bit of computer glitch. I'm hoping it won't happen to this one. Have yourself a great day. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy. I miss you guys, and hopefully we'll be together again soon. Bye-bye.